This week on Arizona Illustrated, finding humanity and common interest at the U.S.-Mexico border.
Empowerment are building the capacity for people to be self-starters. That's what's happened here.
This Golden Goose has raised over $20 million for local charities.
There's no shortage of categories of wonderful treasures to get from the Golden Goose.
The youth-driven art space Groundworks has big aspirations.
We all want to be here, just badly enough that we're taking time off work or taking time away from our families.
And Stinknet, one of the most invasive desert plants we've covered that may be covering your property.
It's an unwanted plant wherever it grows.
Hello, and welcome to Arizona Illustrated. I'm Tom McNamara. You know, the U.S.-Mexico border is often portrayed as a divided, chaotic region with problems like drug smuggling, illegal immigration, and violence. But there's another side composed of community cooperation and hard work and friendships. In the border city of Naco, Sonora, just south of Naco, Arizona, and a few miles from Bisbee, the Naco Wellness Initiative is investing in health and education using different approaches.
In the border community of Naco, Mexico, a grassroots movement is transforming lives for the better.
Right now we have the harvest of the zucchinis. We have the Mexican zucchini and Italian.
Its programs are lifting spirits in different locations, expanding people's minds,
Bailamos, sale.
and raising heart rates for healthier bodies. The Zumba classes, community garden, and other efforts are part of the Naco Wellness Initiative. The initiative is a nonprofit binational organization that was founded in Bisbee in 2004 to provide health services in Naco, Arizona and Naco, Sonora. However, the majority of people seeking assistance were from Mexico, and since crossing the border into Arizona became increasingly difficult, the organization pivoted. It migrated south and set up shop in Naco, Sonora.
Over time, we've offered, I think, 25 different kinds of services depending on the time and the need. Starting with triage, blood pressure, blood sugar every day.
Tom Carlson discovered the initiative when he retired and moved to Bisbee a couple of decades ago. He's been involved ever since. At more than 90 years old now, he still volunteers, remaining passionate about the mission.
It's grown from there organically over the years in some very wonderful and strong ways, responsive to the needs of the community. That was the driving force. What do they need?
The focus was originally on health clinics, but the services have expanded, and Lupita Sanchez has been instrumental in the process and the progress. She met Tom and offered a space on her property for the original little clinic. As their interactions continued, she was recruited as Carlson's colleague in Mexico.
I just offer the space. I never know if I work for them.
You didn't know I was thinking you come as a package.
I don't know. I just offer that space, and I say, it's something for the community, it's fine.
Yeah.
But
It never occurred to me that you would not come with the building.
come with the building. Yeah, that's true.
The newer and larger Casa de la Salud Barrio Centro doubles as a gathering place for seniors and others who want to join them. It is a safe and welcoming location to spend time with friends.
I live nearby behind this building, so it's very easy for me to come and spend some time here. I'm not one of the older adults, but I like that I was asked to join the gatherings. They used to be every Monday, but now they are held on Wednesdays, and I don't miss any days.
No me pierdo un día. Bueno, yo estoy participando desde como hace 5 años. Lupita Sánchez me invitó. Me parece un programa.
I have been participating for about 5 years. Lupita Sanchez invited me, and I think it's a very good program. We interact with many people and forge new friendships. Everyone here is very nice to us, and I am very grateful to them.
Las personas que nos atienden muy bien.
La Revolución Mexicana.
La Revolución Mexicana, muy bien. Mande.
At this second clinic south of downtown Naco, a much younger generation is also receiving services. Kids can come here after school to catch up on homework, learn new skills, or simply stay off the streets. Their teacher is one of the Zumba instructors who is getting new opportunities from the initiative.
Yo ahora soy.
I am now in charge of Casa Saludable, or the healthy house in this neighborhood. I check people's blood pressure, sugar levels, and also teach classes to the kids. I had never felt comfortable about doing all these activities, but I've done a complete 180. Now I'm much more confident.
Hablo mejor y conozco más gente.
Transformation and empowerment are building the capacity for people to be self-starters. Women take on leadership roles and see themselves differently,
Píntale la R porque si no va a decir evolución.
see themselves as able to make decisions and be a part of what happens rather than just being told what to do.
Por las calabazas, sí. Vamos a empezar en las calabazas. Sí.
Well, one of the things that we discovered early in the pandemic was there was a need for healthy food and healthy eating and availability and access, especially the people who were really feeling the pinch. There's a lot of poverty here in Naco, and so we decided that we would embark on building a community garden.
The San Jose Organic Community Garden is a 1.5-acre plot that has been providing bountiful harvests and feeding hundreds of people. It is named after the mountain that exceeds 8,000 feet in elevation and can be seen throughout the region. Nearby, you'll find an elementary school that has also added a space, El Tomate Feliz, or the Happy Tomato, to grow nutritious food. A few yards away, residents built a new kitchen in the school that is providing breakfast to children.
The goal is that children can come here to enjoy a healthy meal and have a better chance at success in school. Sometimes kids would show up hungry, and we don't want that to happen. There is a 2 peso charge per meal, about 10 cents in U.S. money. But we don't turn anyone away. I love to volunteer here.
In conjunction with the garden, they can serve as a farm-to-table operation to provide even more beneficial lessons.
Un compromiso que vamos a hacer ustedes y nosotros al poner esa lona. Bueno, ¿les parece?
It's the best volunteer work I have ever been involved in, and I love it. So part of the reason I moved to Bisbee was because I knew the border was 5 miles away, and I might find a way to work that into my life. It's so touching for my life.
And we've made a lot of connections between people and so forth. And that's what's important for community strength. And I think of the clinic and the garden operation as bookends, 2 ends of the health picture. They feed each other. I can't tell you how much I admire the workers here. How much they accomplish. We're family, family. And I love to come here. This is one of my favorite places in the world to come. I think about it often when I'm not in Bisbee. I have to tell you, it's one of the best periods of my life. I've been around the track 91 times, and it's kept me whole. Yeah, it has. I'm vertical because of Naco Wellness, I have to tell you.
Es algo maravilloso que transformó mi vida.
This is a marvelous thing that has transformed my life. It's a big responsibility for all of us because we don't want to say the program existed once, but then it closed. We want people to see that success is possible in their lives.
I love you, Tom. You know that.
Yeah, I love you too, sweetie. Yeah, always the
shaped my
hugs
life.
and the kisses. Yeah.
Hay algo más que quiero agregar.
There is something else I want to add. Tom is loved and respected here. He even has a street in Naco named after him. We all know him in town. We are his family. Not only that, but he wants his ashes on this property, so imagine the responsibility on our hands. We must continue to care for him and his legacy for generations and generations and generations.
Por generaciones y generaciones y generaciones.
The Naco Wellness Initiative relies on grants, donations, and volunteers to run the programs. For more information, you can check out nacowellness.org. In the heart of Catalina, Arizona, the Golden Goose thrift store is more than just a place to shop, it's a thriving community hub. For 20 years, this volunteer-driven store has turned donated goods into $20 million in support for local families in need. From friendly shoppers to dedicated volunteers, the Goose is proof that small-town generosity can create big-time change.
Thank you, guys.
Would you like a bag for this?
Today we're at the Golden Goose thrift shop in Catalina, Arizona, which is a small town. We're situated in between two retirement communities, between Sun City and Saddlebrook.
Hi there.
Hi there. Thank you.
We take in donations.
Just this?
That's it.
All righty, thank you. Have a good day.
And then we put them out on the sales floor so that we can make income for two organizations.
Whoever's next.
Our volunteers really enjoy each other's company as well as helping the community give back to the community.
Oh, look how cool that is. That's just beautiful with all the peacocks. Yeah, I come here for sure 2 days a week to do a shift as a cashier, and it gives me purpose, it gives me happiness and joy to help people. So I'm going to do 50% off right now for you on those 3 items. It's always my thing, like to give people a big smile, and if I can say something about what they're purchasing to get them a little involved in conversation. Are you a musician? Yes. Then you even find out, what people are into. Are you in any bands?
I play in the Southern Arizona Symphony.
Oh, well, there you go. And then there's the sense of community that just, the people who volunteer here, there's so many volunteers.
We have only 7 paid employees, and then we have 350 to 500 volunteers.
But I changed mine. Okay.
If it wasn't for our volunteers, none of this would happen.
Left, right? Yep, this is all priced. Thank you.
I pretty much am a jack of all trades. I've been here for 3 years and I price everything from furniture to hard goods to vintage antique collectibles.
Thank you.
No problem.
This is the back of the house, and what we do in the back of the house is all of the items that come in, just like any kind of drop-off, get sorted into departments, and we want to make sure something's really great, so everything's looked over for chips, nicks, dings, and everything's donated.
People can find so many beautiful treasures when they come here. Decorative items, housewares, furniture. Then we have sportswear, right? We have a lot of golfers in Tucson. And then we have tools and hardware, clothes. I mean, that's one of our biggest categories is clothes. Children's books. I mean, there's no shortage of categories of wonderful treasures to get from the Golden Goose.
Oh, thank you for the goose. Thank you so much. They always appreciate that.
We take all our profits that we make and we split them between Impact to Southern Arizona and Saddlebrook Community Outreach.
The Golden Goose is a wonderful institution for helping the local and extended local community. And this store raises millions of dollars for folks who are economically disadvantaged.
The fact they've given away close to $21 million. One is a group is Impact, but people don't realize the impact it has on their lives.
And they know that they're giving money back to the community when they do shop here, as well as they find great deals. You can't really do any better than the deals we have at the Goose.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Some of them actually come here for their social experience. And we also know, when people are older and they then have losses of friends and family, a lot of loneliness can sit in, right? And people come to a place like this, and that can be their social contact.
Hello.
Hi, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while.
I couldn't make that work.
Betty is in her 90s, I think mid-90s.
Go look at everything.
Where else could she go on a regular basis where she feels she's a part of a group and a community?
Hi there.
She gets to know all of our customers. We have many frequent repeat customers. They know her, they love her to death.
I'm like family to people, and that's a wonderful feeling.
I was around the corner.
Oh, this one's a pain in the neck.
People love her and they're happy to see her, and she gets hugs and kisses.
He's with me. No arguing. Okay. You don't argue with an old weapon. I tease people. So far, they haven't fired me. Bye, Betty. You get back here.
I'm socializing more. I'm one of those older people too that doesn't have a big extended community.
I have met people from all over the world from sitting here. I'm 96 years old. Where else could I be and have that experience?
I just am so thankful that this place exists, and I want it to exist for, as long as it can thrive.
Groundworks is a youth-oriented music and art space that fosters community and creativity among people from all walks of life and all levels of experience. So next, see how it got started and how it can feel like landing on the moon.
A lot of it is sort of like magical and we don't quite know how it came together. Most every wall we have paintings and murals. It's just a space where all the creativity in Tucson kind of gets stored.
Groundworks is a nonprofit that I helped start back in 2019. Our mission is promoting the youth-driven music and arts community here in Tucson. We create a art space for youth, typically ages 14 to 24, to experience the arts, explore the arts, perform, put their art on display, and learn more about their community. There isn't anything like that for young people in Tucson.
Even if a bar or any other 21 plus venue has an all ages night or one all ages show, it's still off-putting and stiff to the younger people. He's 16, I'm 18. We're not old enough to drink. We're not going to bars. We can't play at bars, really. Our audience would disappear. And it's awesome to have spaces like this that allow us to actually play shows. I love playing shows. Playing shows is so fun, by the way.
Play a show if you
play
have
a show. You should play a show.
It's
even if
quite good.
If you don't play an instrument, play a show.
Play a show here. We'll most likely say yes.
DIY, do-it-yourself, is part of this punk ethos and a lot of influence from 90s culture. So we really try to be a space that people feel comfortable dropping off their kids, that they can be safe here. But we also try to be a space that allows for a lot of expression and creativity. It's tough to ride that line sometimes, but like best of both worlds is really what we're going for. We don't have access to donors who can make up the difference in our rent. So doing it DIY is part of just how we have to do it. We had a lot of bands and people asking us for, hey, we want to play at Groundworks for the first time, and we are a great venue to do that. And it kind of made us realize that, oh, we could just do a whole event around performing here for the first time. We call it the First Show Show.
I played a First Show Show. Tons of people that I know played First Show Shows and went on to become really important in the scene.
And every single one we've done has been like a resounding success. Luca and Rowan are two people who are kind of a case study for Groundworks in that they were both in high school and very young when they started performing here.
We were like patient zero for like Groundworks, like the first like success story, so to speak.
You said that?
Well, this is how I'm wording it.
Okay.
I'm wording it like we were the first success story. I don't think I ever would have built up the courage to like go looking for a place to play live. I don't think I ever even like thought of playing like a live set before like Logan asked me to play at Camp Groundworks that first year. Camp Groundworks is the yearly fundraiser for Groundworks that happens around the end of summer each year.
Camp Groundworks, everybody. We made it. We're here all year long.
Where we get usually 2 to 3 day lineup of a bunch of bands, just celebrate the music scene while raising money to keep Groundworks afloat.
You know, just feeling good, feeling the vibes, feeling the good vibes going around. We just heard from Closet Goth.
We wanna heal your souls.
This year we raised a little over $20,000, which is fantastic, which it helps it feel like a big old holiday.
It's like the moon landing. It's like you're in mission control during the moon landing is kind of the energy.
Yeah.
We're starting with like personal projects, some of the volunteers, and then we're expanding to the broader community, the public at large, to like have access to a recording studio for ideally a lot cheaper than you would a professional studio, something like that. So it's more accessible.
When we started, there was not a recording studio. We just had a space to store instruments. It's a real DIY recording studio that we built with our own hands. I mean, because this is cool. How does this sound? How's this? Hey.
I can't, I don't think I can, I probably can't walk into a Best Buy and say, I'm gonna work this register, you go take a break.
Yeah.
At Groundworks, you can do that.
How about now? Play some bass. We all want to be here. Just badly enough that we're like taking time off work or taking time away from our families. How's this?
We just kind of do what we can. If you know, we metaphorically have little fires going on all the time. We put out the biggest ones first and then work our way towards the smaller ones. May never be totally fire-free. In a metaphorical sense, there are 0 actual fires here at Groundworks. Fingers crossed.
Every show is a victory for me.
It's so difficult to start something like this, like Groundworks, and have it work. And to have it work so much that you raise $20,000 is like unbelievable. It's like the moon landing.
Thank you, we're Low Group Whatever. We got Fever Dream up next. Stick around, get something.
Well, unlike the moon, the Sonoran Desert is home to thousands of native plants in all shapes and sizes. However, some non-native plants can do well here, but they become invasive. Stinknet has invaded large parts of the Phoenix area, starting to show up in southern Arizona, creating a fire hazard, allergic reactions, and more.
Here we are today talking about Stinknet, Oncocyphon piluliferum. It is a horrible, noxious weed that, as you can see, is readily invading this vacant lot. The way to identify it, it has sphere-shaped inflorescence that are lacking any type of petals, and each one of these sphere heads has the capability of dropping another 100+ seeds. There are other lookalikes that you might notice in Tucson in the spring, but if you see something that has a sphere head and no petals at all, that is the invasive stinknet. It has oils in the leaves that produce allergens, can cause rashes or blistering, and then allergens produced from the pollen itself can cause headaches and has been shown to cause asthmatic reactions.
My name is Eddie McFeeters.
Hi.
And I live right over there on the corner of Lee and Alamo. There wasn't anything here last year. If there was, it wasn't really noticeable at all. And then all of a sudden this year, here it is, all over the place. Overnight, just overnight. These people have been coming in here and giving it a bad time. Pulling it, they've been cutting it. Now I guess you're gonna spray too now, aren't you? Yeah. My conversation with a fellow from Phoenix yesterday was telling me, he's a nurseryman up there, and he's telling me that, yeah, it's bad, really bad. So that's what we know.
It's from South Africa, and the name stinknet is actually an Afrikaans word. When goats forage on it, it ruins the flavor of their meat and their milk. It's an unwanted plant wherever it grows, even in its homeland. It did go by some other common names of globe chamomile, and that was one of the reasons why it spread so much in the Phoenix area. People had this misunderstanding of what this plant was, and they were selling it and giving it away at farmers market, and just allowing it to spread like wildfire. And now it's pretty much conquered a lot of the Metro Phoenix area. We're trying to prevent this from spreading throughout the Tucson region. We have a website called stinknet.org that is dedicated to tracking the spread of this plant specifically. You can go to that website, pull up the map, see if it's growing anywhere near your neighborhood. Then you can go out and join the army of the active citizens of Tucson and going out there to remove this plant.
There's always been some grassy weeds out here, but nothing like this at all. I mean, just unreal.
Thank you for joining us here on Arizona Illustrated. I'm Tom McNamara. We'll see you again next week. Hi, I'm Tom McNamara, host of Arizona Illustrated. Thank you for watching this entire episode of our show here on YouTube. And if you liked it, well, here's another episode that we think you'll like.